Here we go. All right, welcome back to Make a Move podcast. I'm your host with the most, Cool Mal. Today we got a special guest, Mr. Dave Gapin. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Another day in paradise,
Another day in paradise.
Florida, man. You can't argue.
Okay, gotcha. So, me and Dave, we had some good talks. We recently, I met him through mutual friend family. They had a wedding renewal, so um he was the travel agent. He's a travel agent. Um, and through that, that's how we met. And he was actually one of the first time I ever seen a travel agent actually come on an actual trip with the people who booked through him, which was great. So, um, yeah, Dave. So we had some good conversation. We met through there. We spoke. We had some good conversation, and here we are now, um, telling our experience. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Dave.
Well, I've been a travel agent now since I guess about 2006.
Oh, so
So
you almost 20 years in.
yeah, I'm almost 20 years in. Um, I started working for a small company and learned a little bit of enough basically enough to be able to do it myself. So
Okay.
starting in 2012, I learned that you can do this on your own as a travel agent. So if anybody
Right.
out there figure out how to be a travel agent, let me know. I'll try to hook you up.
Gotcha.
But the you know it's just a matter of just taking care of your customers and learning how to where the destinations and the best resorts and just trying to give the knowledge as you can.
Right. So, what made you want to get into it though? Like,
Uh,
um, what
you
made you
know,
want to get into that world?
I have been. I've always liked to travel. That's always been something that was fun to me. Uh,
Okay.
before I got into travel, I was in the mortgage business. I was a mortgage loan officer.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know if you remember all what happened back in about 2008. The
Yes. The depression,
Yeah, the mortgage.
recession.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw the signs kind of in 2005, six. You started seeing things go.
Right.
I started telling my friends, it's time to go, get out. If you can find somewhere else to be, go.
Right.
So
Right.
I found this little ad and applied, and for being for a travel agent to start learning how to work from home,
Right.
and just kind of went for it and got the job. Again, learned a little bit enough how to do it myself, and here I am, still doing it.
Wow. So, are you doing this full time? So, you're out of uh the
Oh yeah,
mortgage
mortgage
business.
world. Yeah,
Mortgage, yeah.
yeah, mortgage world is long, long, long over. But yeah, no, I've been a travel agent now since full time really since 2006. Now I work for myself, so I have my own my own accreditations and
Okay.
basically do it on a smaller scale. I'm never going to try to be one of the big travel agent companies out there.
Right.
Uh, but I enjoy what I do, and like you mentioned before, I kind of try to do things maybe a little different. When it comes to my groups that I do,
Right.
like with the one we were on together. Yeah, that's something
That was different.
yeah, I think it's always important because you got enough people going. You need to get there yourself to try to make sure everybody gets taken care of the right way. So
Right.
it worked out really well.
Definitely. And I mean, it allowed us to actually see who we've been talking through email and phone calls throughout the last year. So you kind of put a face to everything, which was cool. So, yeah, man. So the travel world, man. So, um, what made you want to, I guess, take that leap of faith, and invest in yourself?
Well, it was a situation. I guess it was around the end of 2011. The owner of that company. Well, number one, I started learning more about just the industry and her and our place in it.
Right.
So for me, it was just a kind of a natural progression because I'm an independent minded kind of person. So when I figured out I could do it for myself without having to, split commissions and all that
Hmm.
stuff, I was like, well, let's just go for it. So yeah, like I said, I took the leap, found out how to do it, did the whole setup with my licensing and all that kind of stuff. So here I am doing it.
So you just like you say, you took a leap and invest. Pretty much, you invested in yourself. So I mean, did you have any coaching or anybody to walk you through that process, or you just did research on your own and decided to say, hey, let me just take this chance?
At that time, it was a little different because there were still, everybody was trying to be pushed towards what's called, and they still are to some degree, a host agency. So in the travel world, if you don't want to work for somebody as an employee, which is kind of non-existent almost anymore,
Right.
you're going to be an independent contractor working under somebody else's accreditation number.
Right.
I chose not to go that route when I feel like I can do my own accreditation number.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it was just the right way to go. A lot of other people, though, they need more, I don't know, I don't guess it's hand holding or whatever it is to get their
Right.
stuff. But for me, it was just the right way to go.
Right. So, hey man, and how many years later now you're here? So you like I say, you invested in yourself, and they say you got to believe in yourself before anybody else does. So I mean, shouts out to you for taking that leap, because now, like I said, here we are, and now you're linking up with so many different people through your decision. So, which was great.
Yes. Yeah, I actually, the folks that we met through, I actually have known them now. I did their wedding back in, I
Right.
guess, 2010.
Yeah, I remember I was there.
And so, at that time I was still working for the first company, and
Right.
obviously I didn't go on that trip, but
Right. No, you didn't.
I've stayed in touch with her all these years. And one of the things that her mom said as she was trying to get things organized for this whole thing last year, was, you better call Dave.
Right.
So,
You got it. Yeah.
here I am still, very, very happily involved with everybody. And yeah, we had a really awesome time on that trip.
Yes, we did. So, question was this the first time that you actually went on a trip with the client?
Technically, no. I did. They were friends of ours in where we were living in Georgia at the time.
Okay.
So I actually did their wedding, and I guess, gosh, I don't want to say a year because I may be wrong. I think it was like 2011 or 12. And so I did their wedding, but I did go on theirs. But no, I haven't gone on anybody else's groups.
Right.
But I've been working towards my own small group business. So basically, I just kind of come up with a concept and just put it out there for people to look for it. And if they want to, go on a quote unquote group trip where they're not traveling either as a single, because you ended up going as a single on your trip, but you
Yes.
had people to hang out with. So
Yeah.
for you, it made it was real easy. You just kind of blended right in.
Yep.
It's all good. I was on the trip myself too, so I never felt weird being on my own
No.
vacation. So a lot of people like to go with other people. So whether it's a single or sometimes couples like to just kind of jump on my trips, and a
Right.
lot of people get like little groups of friends, like 3, 4, 5 friends that just decide they want to go together.
Right.
And then we get to, then we all go and have a good time. Nobody's tied in per se to the group, but we
Hmm.
hang out as we want, and
Right.
we all have a good time. So
Right. So, I mean, that's. Do you think this could be a thing for you now? Certain, guests, you're traveling with them, um, and can it be profitable for you as far as
oh, yeah,
now you're introduced to so many other people while you're there, which could bring you further business.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
And I
there.
think you're onto something, because I have never heard of an actual travel agent traveling with the client. I mean, like you said, if they're friends, family, things like that,
Yeah,
true. But if you're able to do that on occasion, and of course you can't do it all the time, because it's,
right.
you're handling business and things of that nature. But the good thing about your business, you can actually travel
Well,
while you work.
I mean, when I tell my clients I'm going on a trip, they're like, "Oh," and they get excited for me to go. And then actually,
Okay.
sometimes it turns out that they get excited and ready to book on something themselves. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, it's a fun job, getting to go and have a good time and place. Now, like we had a couple room issues here or there, when we had a couple of things with our group, but
Right.
everything went, very, very smoothly. And I think that everybody appreciated just having, whether I could step in and do much of anything or not,
Right.
they were just happy to have me right there behind them, making sure everything was taken care of.
Right. Okay. Great, man. Yeah, I think you're on something. Like I said, we had some conversation prior to this, where I think we're gonna start a trend.
There you go.
So
Group together. I'm actually working right now on trying to get my firm date set up for right around a Halloween trip. So go to
okay.
down. Looks like my wife, son, and I are gonna, try to go. So we're just trying to some other folks that want to jump in with us and have a good time for Halloween and do a little spooky time, or what I call it, a spooky adventure in Jamaica.
A spooky adventure in Jamaica. Well, I can only imagine. So, okay. So, yeah, Jamaica. I love Jamaica, by the way.
Nowhere else better.
I think I've probably been there at least 6 times, maybe.
I'd hate to show you my passports because
So you have I mean, multiple.
Well, I started going there in '93.
Oh,
no,
wow. Okay.
94.
Okay.
And believe it or not, that's what got me into the whole travel thing. What's going on that trip?
Right.
Won it on the radio.
Did you say that again?
I won it on the radio. So
you won a trip to Jamaica on the radio?
Yes. I was living in Fort Lauderdale, or just near Fort Lauderdale at the time, and they were doing a contest to open up a new resort down in Jamaica, and doing a song of the day every day for 30 days.
Wow.
It was amazing. We were out to dinner. Now, again, this is long before cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
wasn't out there.
I had a pager at the time,
Yeah, pager. Okay, yeah. Or beeper, as they called it.
So we were out to dinner, and on the way home, I heard the song come on. Now, we were like literally 2 blocks from the house.
Mm-hmm.
I took off, got into the parking lot, ran in the house.
Right.
This was before phones were easy to dial. We still had push buttons.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there calling the 800. Well, I don't remember what it was, an 800 number, calling the radio station line, and you had to be caller, I think, 106. I was caller 102.
Okay, so you had to wait.
Oh, so hung up the phone, started dialing again. Then the live voice comes on. You're caller 106. I'm like, we're dancing. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this goes back so far that my wife and we've been married now all these years. That was when we first started dating. So she went on that trip with me, and we've had a great time ever since.
Wow. So what you remember the resort that you stayed in at the time?
Yeah, it's actually not the same name any longer. It was Breezes Montego Bay. So it was
okay.
Yeah, it was right on the Hip Strip. Breezes was part of the big chain with there was and actually there's no more Breezes left. No, there is one. There's still one in Bahamas. Breezes, right. But they were a big chain for a long time. They were kind of on the same growth pattern for a long, long time, like with sandals. Everybody knew them because they had the Grand Lido brand. They had they actually had the Hedo brand, the Hedonism brand was part of their thing. And over the years they just went out. So the resort now is what is that? I think it's the S Hotel now.
Yes, okay.
The S Hotel, yeah, it's right on the main strip. They did a big, huge renovation to it.
Is that in Montego Bay?
Yeah, right on the Hip Strip. Yep, and right in the middle. Yep. Yeah, it was a good property, but we had a good time on that trip. It was interesting. Because 30 winners. So we had 30 winners plus
30 winners
plus a guest plus all the DJ crew and all that, because this was like a live promo thing. So
so that was the promotion.
We had to be by the pool at a couple of times here or there to do like a live promo shot and do the screaming and all the all the stuff you do to be excited about it while you're in Jamaica on a radio contest.
Right.
But we had time. It was a lot of fun, and that opened the door for us to realize that Jamaica is was not the most expensive place to try to go on a vacation.
No.
when you mix in that they have the all inclusive stuff.
Right.
So we did our honeymoon down there. We've done plenty of other trips, but I've probably been to Jamaica at least 30, 40 times now.
Wow.
At least. I mean, at least.
Oh, you might as well get a dual citizenship.
Well, I got my global entry, so.
Global entry. Okay. I just say it's like second home almost.
Yeah, I got to make it easy to get in and out. So I usually get the Club Mobay, which is a VIP lounge program they have there. It's open to anybody. So anybody wants to go to Jamaica and wants to do a little step up on their arrival, they're awesome. They do like an expedite through customs and immigration. So basically, what they do is they have somebody that meets you off the plane.
Right.
As you're kind of walking in on your way to immigration.
Right.
And with your name on it, and then they, make sure all your stuff is good, all your paperwork's right, get you to an expedited line at the immigration area, help you get your bags if you have any, get you through customs, and then there's actually a lounge in in that area, in the transportation area. So if you wanted to grab a drink or go to the bathroom, it's all inclusive, so you can grab some food and whatever you want in there.
Okay.
So I love Club Mobay. Just a little.
So how does that work though? I mean, is it because you travel there so much, or is it
Oh, it's open. It's an open to public.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Club Mobay. They do a great job. It's a lot of airports have the airport lounges. The VIP
Right.
lounge or whatever, or premium lounges. I'm not even sure if any of the actual airlines have their own individual lounge there, but Club Mobay has, I think it's now they opened their third area in the airport.
Okay.
They have an adult only area, so like if you don't want to be where there's kids, and then they have a more kid friendly area, and then they have so they have different lounges based on what part of the airport you're going to be flying out from.
Right.
But they do an amazing job, and I use them every single time I go in and out of Jamaica.
So is that like a monthly subscription you pay, or?
No. It's a fee. It's like for the full VIP program package, it's like $83 a person. So it's super cheap, and again, it's all included.
You pay as you travel, or you just pay like an annual?
You can pay there, I think, at the counter, but it's always best to pay in advance. So I always have my, my clients are going to Jamaica. Some people don't want to take it, but I always give everybody the option of adding it. And like I said, it's $83 a person for the VIP both in and out. So the arrival and departure lounges, which are again both are all inclusive, so you can eat and drink while you're waiting for your flight, or when you first arrive, as you're trying to, kind of shake off, the flying thing from all day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's a great program. They do an awesome job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely got next time I travel back to Jamaica, I'm gonna definitely call you first, and then so you can set me up with that. So yeah, that sounds cool, man. Because sometimes getting on the flights be a little, you be in the back if you ain't got the good seats, what it is, first class. If you ain't got first class seats, you gotta wait to get off the plane, and everybody getting their bags, your babies are crying. So if you can get a VIP access and just get right off and go right and get yourself situated, hell yeah, I'm definitely jumping on that.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything else, it's as many people that are going through, so they may take a minute to get you through too, but it'll certainly be a lot less than getting in the regular lines. Trust me, I have done it myself.
Mm-hmm.
It always saves time. I mean, I end up waiting for my bag to come off the carousel,
right?
Rather than the immigration line just going through the turnstile.
So how does that work going through customs? Because when we went to Mexico, going through customs, they selectively chose certain people, pull them to the side. They go through your bag and check everything once you pull it off the your suitcase off the carousel. So does that give you VIP access to get through that as well? Or
I have never had my bag checked in Jamaica on my arrival. So basically what they do is they get you through the passport section where they stamp your passports.
Right.
You get your bag off the carousel. And this is with or without the Club Mobay service. There's, it's basically another line you have to go through to get through the customs part. I mean, they ask you if you have anything with you, and you say no, and then they know you're a tourist, so they just basically pass you right through. They used to take your paper there, but now there's no paper to take.
Yep, yeah, the paper
I
anymore.
take right through, and you literally go right out to. I have can't say that nobody has ever had their bags checked going through there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's typically going to be more. Actually, it's going to typically be more Jamaican folks who are arriving to go back home.
Right.
Or somebody who has an insane amount of luggage. I mean, like I said, I've gone in and out of there every time. I've never had my bag looked through.
Yeah. I think I had mine once when I went to Jamaica. I had my bags went through. All the other times, it was a pretty smooth transition. So, yeah.
But yeah, then when you get through the customs area, then you go right out into the transportation area, and that's where you'll find the ground shuttles, for the bus companies, all, and then Club Mo Bay has again their lounge over there, and then actually some of the resorts also have their own lounge in that area as well. So like I mentioned Sandals before, I'm not a big fan of Sandals, but
Right.
not plugging them in any way, not like I would be Club Mo Bay, but Couples has a lounge, and there's a couple of the other resort brands that have their own lounge there. So that gives people an opportunity when they get off the plane, they get through all the immigration stuff, they can, again, use the restroom, grab some water, or a little stiffer drink if that's what they want.
Right.
Most of these places have like a little finger food or something, if that. What they do is get you organized to get you on your shuttle and out of there. So
Okay.
as waiting for that to happen, they at least have a place for you to hang out that's just not like right there. I also do a lot of private stuff. So I have a couple companies that I use down there that just do for private transfers for somebody that really just doesn't want to deal with the big bus companies. I get them right outside to my private shuttle guy, and he has a whole fleet of cars and access to some really nice vehicles as well. So
Right.
anybody that wants to go to Jamaica, they can get into a van shuttle through my private guy, or he has everything up to, like, I think he has a BMW now. He has
Oh wow. Okay. So
third.
you riding in style.
Oh yeah, so like the way I got Jamaica going to
Is
Cancun.
that is that included with the package? For 80 was
Those
that's
are
something separate.
That's an add-on. Yeah,
That's an item. Okay.
yeah. So most of the time when I sell my regular packages, just like anybody just going on vacation, um, generally the shuttles are included. Now, and that would be like a standard bus shuttle where you just get on a shuttle with however many other people are going at the same time to that general area,
Right.
and, and it may make a stop or two as you're going at another resort or two. Those are standard shuttles.
Okay.
But with the private shuttle, they get you right in your own car. And again, there's different levels that you can book. So you can, just book a more inexpensive. It'll be more like a van, really, but it'll be your own van.
Young van.
It'll get you right out to the hotel and then pick you back up on the way home. And
Okay.
then, you know, uh, you can actually make other stops, and those companies do other tours. So anything else that we want to set up, we can do through those guys as well.
Oh wow, that's great. So what other so you travel, of course, we definitely know that you've been Jamaica's your second home. So I mean, whether places that you have that people actually book through you,
Okay.
like what are some good places to travel to
I'll tell you my,
around the world? I
being,
mean, around the world doesn't don't
oh
matter
yeah,
what book or not.
being into all inclusives, and also into that kind of vacation travel and smaller group travel. A lot of my stuff goes to Jamaica, Mexico, whether it's Cancun or Puerto Vallarta, there's a lot of different parts of Mexico. Uh,
Okay,
Punta Cana, that's in the Dominican Republic,
okay,
and Costa Rica. Those are kind of like the big ones right now.
right,
Other great destinations, if you're okay with a little bit, sometimes the flights are a little bit tougher and a little bit more expensive, but other great places to go like are St. Martin,
say more.
Aruba. Aruba tends to be kind of a little pricey, but somebody who needs a quick trip that they really don't have a lot of time, sometimes going to Nassau in the Bahamas is good.
Right.
So there's a lot of really great destinations, and I'll tell you what, all inclusive has, it's not just the Caribbean and Mexico anymore. There's a lot of all inclusive all around the world. So, you get a lot of people that say, well, why would I want to go to Europe and stay at an all inclusive? Well, you can eat your food and have your drinks at the resort and then still get out and do what you want to do if you want to do it.
Right.
Meanwhile, you don't have to worry about getting up in the morning and rushing out and finding, some place to go. You just
Yeah.
so
I got a taste of staying at an all inclusive resort. I'm not trying to go to. I'm not changing up at all. If it ain't all inclusive, I don't even want to go.
I mean, I literally fell in love with the concept on that first trip.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have their own whatevers about all inclusive. They don't think they're all that, or they don't think that they're great. But there's just like anything else, there's different levels of everything.
Yes.
You can stay at an Econo Lodge, or you can stay at a Hampton Inn, or you can stay at the Ritz Carlton. None of those are all inclusives, and they're all very, very different in their experience. Same with an all inclusive. You can stay in an all inclusive that's more budget minded, and then you can stay at an all inclusive that damn near has the same level of luxury as any of the others. I mean, a lot of these all inclusives now have actually been bought by Hyatts and Marriotts, so you got a lot of the same level of service that you would expect in any of those kind of brands.
Right.
Now, really better and should expect that even at most all inclusives, because most of them have actually been consolidated into a couple of those big national brands that we know.
Right. Yeah, man. I've all inclusive.
Yeah.
If you're going on vacation and you want to enjoy yourself the proper way, save up, whatever you got to do. It's the best thing ever. Like I've been on cruise, like some people go on cruises and they don't have the all inclusive package, and now they see themselves paying extra for certain things that they didn't plan. When if you just got the all inclusive, you would have saved you some money.
Yeah, just to kind of give some of your audience a little bit of an idea of what an all inclusive really is.
Right.
An all inclusive package doesn't necessarily mean your flights included. Doesn't necessarily mean your shuttles included. An all inclusive resort is a resort that offers a package where really everything you need is included. So you have all your meals, all your drinks, most of the entertainment that you would want to be involved in, pretty much all available to you. And again, at different levels. So if you're at a more budget minded one, excuse me, you might have more like a single buffet, and then maybe a restaurant or two, possibly, all the way up to where some of these resorts, they have full a la carte all the way through from breakfast through dinner,
Right.
not even having a buffet. So, depending on where you want to stay, some of them have, just like any place else you go to as in a bar or a restaurant, some have typical well brand type drinks, where it's just the local brands for your mixed drinks. And then some of them have every brand that you can possibly see in a liquor store here. So it just depends on where you go and what you're willing to, the level you're looking for.
Right.
I will never say that you don't have other ways to spend money at an all inclusive. A lot of them have gotten very good at having add-ons where it's like a private dinner, or of course the spa is always, one of those things that's always an add-on, and they all have spas.
Mm-hmm.
There's some entertainment at some of these resorts that might have a fear cost. But in general, you can literally go on an all-inclusive vacation once you get on the plane, and have a couple bucks here and there for a tip here and there, but you can literally go on an all-inclusive vacation and not spend another dime. You don't have to. Now, do people do it? Do they get a shuttle and they go somewhere? Of course. Do they go on an excursion somewhere? Of course. But you literally can go on an all-inclusive vacation And once you've paid the money before you go, you don't have to do anything else.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it.
That's
Whereas,
the love it. I love it.
yeah, I mean, whereas the difference on a cruise, for like you mentioned, yes, you got a lot of inclusions, and yes, there are drink plans you can add, and there's this you can add, and that you can add. So by the time you add all those things that you get in an all inclusive, a lot of times on a cruise you end up spending more money than you would.
Mhm. Yep. I've been on one cruise, and it was cool. But if I had to choose, I would choose a resort every time.
Yep, I like going and being somewhere. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I do love the idea on a cruise where you can, if the intention is to see as many things as you can, to try to go on one of those cruises, it really does make 4 or 5 stops.
Right.
Um, or the other option, or the completely different end of that, like river cruises in Europe. That I would absolutely do.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then you get to really do experience a whole lot of other cities along the way.
Right.
May not get to do if you're just using regular transportation. But
Mhm.
as far as a Caribbean cruise, no, I much prefer going to the island, being there,
Yeah.
and then maybe going to another island next year or 2 years later or whatever it is, and actually experiencing the different places.
Yeah. Resort. Give me a resort all day.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, you found your spot a couple of times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So next question, I got for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, Within today's world, the way things are moving, are you paying attention to how the world's moving as far as technology,
Oh yeah.
job market, things like that? So now with AI coming in, taking over, um, everything is becoming more automated. Has that is it going to potentially affect your business?
It definitely has affected my business.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I have made a commitment to, getting myself as much understanding as I can about how AI works, finding the best tools.
Right.
Um, one of the things about being in my business is that there is content you have to create. There are landing pages. There's a lot of social media. There's a lot of things you have to do,
Hmm.
and I'm not great at those things.
Right.
So what I'm starting to learn is how to utilize some of those AI tools to create some of the content that I need. Not all of it, but the stuff that can just get out there and just keep my stuff going, and
Right.
then more personable things here and there. Um, but yeah, I'm in that process honestly right now. These last couple of weeks, I've been spending a tremendous amount of time not when I'm not dealing with the Delta
Right. Right. Yeah.
outage issues. I have been doing a lot of studying with AI. One of the things that I found is something that I always had to, because I'm not a great writer, so I had to go and find somebody else's content that kind of was similar or what I was trying to achieve in my content,
Right.
cut and paste it, rewrite it, and spend 3 days trying to figure out if it looked right. Now I'm kind of going into Chat GPT, telling it what I want, and literally in seconds later, I'm getting a wonderful paragraph that, again, I can take another minute or two to tweak, but here 5 minutes later, I have exactly what I need to
Hmm.
post somewhere. So, yeah, AI is going to be a time saver like you can't believe, or not, even beyond that, it takes the procrastination out of it, because when
Right.
you have to do 3 days worth of work to put one thing together. um, Boy, that AI just makes a big difference. It just takes that all.
A big difference. I'm
So
just yeah.
it's easy to fall into procrastination when it's a lot to do to get there. But when
Right.
it's kind of easy, that excuse really goes away quick. So I'm
Hmm.
doing a lot of work with that the last couple of weeks. I'm playing around with it. I haven't done anything. I actually did a couple of posts so far, but I'm
Okay.
really trying to learn how to use it. I've created a lot of uh, just content that I'm getting ready to roll out.
Got you. Yeah, 'cause it's a lot of people that I speak to on a daily basis. They just in their lane. They're not really. paying attention to how things are shifting
Oh, you got
and how this is going to be affected. Before you know it, whatever job that they may possibly be in, if AI is going to affect it, they're gonna be the last ones to find out. And so I
absolutely
try to talk to people and just encourage them just to, you're on social media. We have our phones in our hands all the time. Information is there. Just listen, and just watch. Just what I mean. You just try to stay up to date on everything because this stuff is here and it's moving fast. I think a lot of jobs is going to be replaced. Throughout the country, you see a lot of stores are being replaced because now everybody doing online shopping. Certain businesses are starting, have been closing down here and there. So if you're not in one of these careers where AI is not going to affect, you may be in trouble. Now,
right.
I think it's going to replace a lot of jobs, but it's going to bring in a lot of jobs. But everything is going to be, um, you know, something with AI. It's going to be in that like computers or whatever. So it's going to bring these kind of jobs, but you just got to be ready for it. So that's the reason, for the question. So with that being said, what's the next move for Dave?
Well, there's a couple of things to that. I have had when I first started my company, it was actually all inclusive destinations. So AI destinations. That's my original domain is aidestinations.com.
AI just okay.
Yep. And I wanted to, during COVID, I decided to rebrand the name to Elevating Travel, just because I felt for me, it represented what I wanted to say a little bit more clearly to the world as far as my focus. I
Right.
think I'm trying to elevate your experience, give you just a, more personal kind of experience is really what I'm trying to look for.
Right.
So I didn't feel that AI destinations or all inclusive destinations really said that enough.
Okay.
However, with everything going on with AI, I think if you look up the value on that domain now, it's crazy. So I'm going to utilize it as my AI domain, or kind of as soon as I learn how to do it. I'm a
Right.
little far away from that, but using a custom GPT or again, I'm trying to learn all the different vernacular, but that's where I'm at. I know there's a way to put it together to come up with a custom chat that's completely towards an itinerary. So I
Okay.
AI destinations into a customer focused or facing experience on a landing page that somebody can go to, put their ideas into my chat box, and then once they have something that they feel like they're kind of on the road towards, this is what they're looking for,
Right.
take over as the travel agent and really put it together as a realistic vacation plan. And then we sell a vacation.
There you go. So yeah, so this thing is moving fast. So and this is because the space I'm in, I'm in transportation. I've been in transportation for many years. So I'm now starting to pay a lot more attention to what's going on and transitioning into a different space where I know I'll be financially, fine. This is recently, for the podcast, Make a Move. Um, just to talk to people and motivate people, whether whatever space they are in, you know what I'm saying? And I think we are already on the right path, and I'm linking up with some great people. Um, Next question I have for you. All right.
Yes, sir.
Um, did you go to college?
Yeah, I did actually, and it took a couple of steps, but I did complete my bachelor's. Yes.
Good. So now, with saying that, right now, for years and years and years, they've been promoting colleges.
Right.
Go to school, go to school, go to school. But a lot of things been missing in that. Within them promoting that, they don't tell you how to financially be stable. They don't teach you about credit. They don't. And so by the time you finish college, you're in debt. You're starting off in the world. in debt. With AI, with the way the world's moving, with everything going on, is college necessary in today's world?
I'm going to say actually, and I can give you a personal point of view. My son now is 24, going on 25.
Okay.
When I went to school in the 80s, you went to,
Please.
yeah, I graduated in 85, dude. uh,
Graduate.
yeah, I'm an old guy.
Ooh, nah, you don't look it, man. You look good, bro.
Yeah, I graduated in 85. So when I
Okay.
went to school, I mean,
Okay.
if you weren't going to college, you know, what were you doing? There was no real other. At least I mean, in my area, I grew up in New Jersey, so I know every place is a little bit different, but up there, that was the focus. You grew up, you went to college.
Right. Hmm.
Um, my son, like I was saying, is now he's 24, 25. When he was going through school, he's a smart kid. He knew what he needed to do to get through school, right?
Right.
And he's very good with his grades. He got to his senior year, all the intention was for him to go to school, to a college, a 2 year or something to get him started, right?
Right.
He didn't want it. He decided he didn't want it. All
Okay.
right. So now again, that was 6 years ago. Since then,
Right.
I will give this. He does live at home, so he does
Okay.
have an advantage. Um, but he owns his own landscaping company,
Okay. So
or
he got into business.
so he does have a business that he owns, and
Okay.
he also works basically a full time job for a guy that it's a small company that they actually build small parts for military use. So
Right.
like
So
like this one little piston or part that goes into a tank,
right.
where so he works for that company pretty much on a full time basis. So he's doing stuff, and
So
he
he's
doesn't have
fine,
to do, like you mentioned.
and he
So
doesn't have any student loan debts, and he's
right,
still fine in society. I mean, I see a lot of most in history, most millionaires didn't go to school. So I think to me, it's not a right or wrong answer. Is um
individual.
individual what works for you. Um
Yep.
Certain professions we know you kind of have to go to college, whether it's
You
doctor,
have,
lawyer,
right,
teacher, physician, psychiatrist, things of those nature. You need to be in that
right,
space. But a lot of these other careers that's out there, you don't really need. Even certain jobs now, the requirements they kind of lowering them. You know what I mean? Like before a certain job, you may had to have a degree in certain things. Now, they're making adjustments to where somebody could be just a high school graduate and be and be your boss, and you have a degree. In
I
certain,
honestly, though, I really wish people
or
would learn a little better.
say that again.
Really wish people would learn history. People do not know history. That
Right.
really. I was a history major, so that was the one thing that I really enjoyed when I was in school, and
Okay.
that's probably part of why I didn't do anything with my degree when I got out of school, because what do you do
Right.
with it if you're not going to be a teateacher?
Right.
Uh,
But you're using it, which is great.
but for me, it does kind of work with travel, though, being a
Mhm.
history major. You're looking at the experience of the world and the experience that other people have had throughout the
Right.
times. So for me, trying to help people find those experiences really does relate to my history mind.
There you go. See, it worked out for you.
Uh,
Which is great.
Absolutely.
So, um, tell me some within investing in yourself and your business.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure every day wasn't a great day.
No, for sure.
You had some ups and downs. What are some of the wrong moves that you made throughout your travel, throughout your
Uh,
time?
I guess you're always trying to find different programs that are beneficial to what you think you're needing to learn.
Hmm.
And I guess at different points just paying for different programs that I probably could have and should not have done.
Right.
So, but those are kind of moves I guess I could say I made that didn't work out. Um, Otherwise, no. I mean, I really feel like I try to keep my business just in a good, chill kind of place. I don't really you know I mean it's the most important part of my life, but it's not everything.
Right. And the reason I asked the question is, when people finally believe in themselves, get the courage to get out there and do the thing that they want to do in life, and take that leap of faith, jumping into business, you a lot of time you'll fall before you actually reach success. You know what I mean? So everybody doesn't have, like, you try something one time and then it takes off. You're gonna have some trying, like myself. I've tried numerous different businesses that failed, but it didn't stop me from continuing to try and continue to push and continue to go. So the question I ask is, what was some of your journeys? I mean, if you didn't have any, great, but
Well, I guess that right before COVID, I was really trying to get the group business pushed, going.
mhm,
And I mean, I guess COVID really became a huge problem
it
for
changed a lot for everybody. It stopped. The world
yeah,
stopped. The world
yeah.
literally stopped.
So for me, it was that um, trying to get through COVID and trying to figure out how to maneuver with the different things, and where my mind was with it and other people's minds were with it, because everybody had different opinions about it at different points.
Hmm.
Um, so it was just really, that was a minefield, I guess, just trying to get through, just trying to
Trying
make
to
sure
get to it. Yeah.
with understanding what was going on and how to book travel, how not to book travel, who to book travel for,
Right.
uh, making sure people understood what the rules were, you know,
When they
uh,
travel.
so like for me, one of the things I did was, I guess it was 21. Yeah, 2021. So it was just as they were rolling out the vaccines, right? Yeah. I went to Jamaica in March of 21 because I
Okay.
wanted to see what was going on. I had to be able to experience a travel experience with all the rules.
Hmm.
Everybody masks. Everybody was still trying to stay, a little distance apart. Everything was minimized. As far as what people were able to do. Just getting in and out of the countries, both was, you know, taking a test before, taking tests down there, taking a test. So just all of the different things that I would have to try to make sure people understood what to do. I felt it was important for me to do it myself to try to
Hmm.
help them understand and navigate that. Yeah, so that was an interesting time frame in travel for sure.
Okay. All right. So one more question for you. I always like to get people's perspectives on these particular questions that I ask. Um, now you tell me, you do have, have a son, you have a wife. Um, Throughout your travel, your time, how do you balance time and money?
Oh, you know what? I guess I have never, and maybe this doesn't sound great to some people out there.
Hmm.
I've never been one to aspire to make millions of dollars. I just
Yeah.
never. It's not. It's just not in my DNA. I like being able to be comfortable. I'm
Okay.
satisfied. All
Okay.
right. I think that finding your level of satisfaction in life, whether it's a place where you're making 200,000 or 2 million or 20,000 or $2,000, whatever.
Right.
If you find your level of satisfaction in life and in the world, the money doesn't exactly really matter that much,
Okay.
you know, because you're happy and you have all the things you feel like you need. What's the rest of the money for then?
Right.
I think life needs to be satisfaction. That's why, again, I'm back. I kind of go back into what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I want people to have experiences so they can be satisfied in their life.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't go on vacation doing that. They still live there, whoever they are on vacation, even.
Yeah.
But to me, it's important to give people that opportunity to find whatever satisfaction they can get to. I mean, because that's where I live.
Right. I mean, you got to live. What I said that question. It all, like I said, it all depends on the person. I think everybody balance their time. Being that you have a family, you work from home. Am I correct?
I work from home. Yep.
So, for people who don't work um, at home, where they out and about working, you working, 8 to 12 hours, sometimes days, long days. While you're working, if you got a family at home, you can't work the amount of hours and then spend much time as you want with your family. You're going to lose one. You got to sacrifice one.
Exactly.
So, that's why I asked, how do you really balance? You know what I mean? Because everybody, like I said, everybody answer is going to be different. Some people, they got to go out there and make the money, but they lose the time. There's some people, if you spend more time with the family, you're not going to be able to make the money unless you have you at that space where your money can make money for you. So you kind of lose somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? But it's how you actually balance it and make it work for you, your particular, your situation.
I just feel that work is important. Trust me. I mean, there's plenty of times that I'm getting up, even while we're eating dinner, to take care of something for a client.
Mm-hmm.
But once I'm done with what I'm doing on that, I'm back to doing what I, not necessarily back to my other stuff, to
Mm-hmm.
the focus that I'm trying to do at that moment. But
Right.
I don't know. I think when you saw it with me, and I guess my family understands it. My wife and my son understand it, especially my wife. My son could care less at this point. But
Man.
yeah, he's on his own. He doesn't care.
Right.
But yeah, but my wife, she's like, she understands that at 10 o'clock or sometimes whatever, I might have to answer an email or a call, or somebody's, getting ready to leave in the morning and they have a last minute problem.
Mm-hmm.
So my balance is that I know when I'm going to be doing those things, that if at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if I feel like going and sitting on the patio for an hour, I can do that.
Right.
I can take myself off my desk and my computer and have that sense of satisfaction again,
Right.
of going out and having some deep breaths and enjoying the sunshine. And again, I live in Florida, so I might as well do that.
Yeah, the weather's nice.
So, but yeah, I think that for me, because of the flexibility of working from home and the kind of work I do,
Mm-hmm.
I can choose, like, after we're done with this, I can get up and go and bum around for an hour before I sit back down and work more on my AI stuff, or take care of that client that I need to take care of. But when it happens, though, that's the trade-off. So, this past week wasn't a lot of fun with. I think a lot of people know Delta has had their
Issues. Yeah.
outages and misuse, and so there's definitely times COVID wasn't fun.
No, I can only imagine.
I had one of my best years, like, set up for myself going into that summer. I had several groups, I had wedding, I had this, I had a bunch scheduled, and I guess, what was it, March 12th hit, and they shut the world down.
The world down.
Which I agreed with, honestly. I mean, I honestly thought they should have done it sooner. Um, because with all the people vacationing and all over the world around Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
that's when COVID took off. So
Yeah. Yep. I remember.
But yeah, it was a bad situation. I mean, there was nothing in travel that you could do. I mean, all I could do was try to tell my clients, hang on, we're going to work through it. But yeah, I think I lost more than 100 bookings. That no, at least
Wow.
200 bookings at least.
That's a
And it
big
just months. And then there were people that still canceled, and then it was still where I guess it was in 22, we started to look like things were going to start getting better, and then we had that Omicron thing happen in
Yeah.
January. I had a January in the box, and then everybody canceled off of that because Omicron hit. So
Wow.
yeah, so it was a tough
You had
period.
your ups and downs.
Everybody wants to give it all to the restaurants and all those people. Us poor travel agents, we got
Yep.
bad.
Right. So you had your ups and downs, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I guess back in 2008 in that time frame, we had the meltdown. So the economy wasn't good. I think at one point we had a swine flu. That was like 2009 or so. So
Yeah,
we've
we
had
had
our
some.
ups and
Yeah,
downs.
yeah, absolutely.
But basically, again, I think it goes back to my frame of mind of, I don't worry about that part of it that much because I know if I do what I need to do, it'll happen.
Right. That's it. So, what's the next move for Dave and your travel
Ooh,
agent?
really trying to, get more of these little hosted groups going together. Finding groups like yours would be amazing, but those are other people, that's their group that they, it's for them, it's their event. I really do get a kick out of, taking people and bringing them somewhere and then kind of giving them the little bird's eye of what's going on in that area, making them feel a little bit more safe and secure. A lot of people, they don't travel because they just, I don't know, they get nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of nervous people. So sometimes the best thing to do is just to go with them.
I think like I said, I think that's a good thing that you're doing. As far as traveling with the guests. So, I mean, of course, you can't go to all of them,
No.
but you're showing, you're putting a face to the phone calls and things of that nature, and people get to really talk to you, get to know you, and understand what is going on. And if there is any issue at the resort or things of that nature, you're there to correct it right there on the spot. So I think that was a plus for you. And like I said, man, your personality is great, so you're easy to get along with, easy to talk to. So yeah. And I think it shows a lot. I think guests really appreciate. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because I have never seen this before. So it was like, oh wow, yeah, this is great. You know what I'm saying? The guy showed up, and he's part of the family now, almost. So it was that kind of feel. So yeah, man. So that's the next move for Dave, man. So are you on any kind of social media, by the way?
Yes, I have my Facebook page and Instagram. I don't do the TikTok thing.
Okay.
I didn't. My LinkedIn got stolen. I don't know how that happened.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody
it's
like
probably
literally.
AI.
I honestly don't know. I mean, one day I was trying to go into it because I use it all, but
Right.
I went in and it was like I can't even log in. It's like and I mean it's just like a circle. It just won't allow me back in. So I just created a new one recently, and so yeah, I'm back on LinkedIn and YouTube is something else I'm going to be really developing more with as I get AI stuff going. I know there'll be a little bit, there'll be AI generated, but there's so many things that I can create and put on there. Even if it's just a matter of how to fill out how to go through the boarding process for somebody, like what we were talking about, how to experience Club Mo Bay in a video format, and just kind of a little bit of a thing. So yeah, I'm going to create my own avatar soon, so that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Yeah. See, so like you said, you're
Avatar.
moving with the times. You're moving
So
with the times. So.
There'll be more Daves all over the world now. I'm going to put out avatars everywhere.
Okay. Avatar, Dave Avatar. So how do you market your business at this point? And being that so you're on social media, but
Yep.
You was marketing it without social media. So how
Right.
have you been doing so?
Most of my business over the years really does get developed through referrals and repeaters.
Okay.
And then I have been trying over the last few years to get better with the social media stuff. So
It's gonna take you to a whole nother level. You're gonna have to
yeah,
hire at least 5 more days once you you
well,
start
that's what those
promoting
apps
this.
are for. I'm gonna no seriously. I'm learning though. There's tools out there that can. Again, you're not going to get the highest quality posts of you just as long as you understand what you're gonna the parameters of what you're trying to achieve with it.
Right.
There's so many automations out there now in AI that I'm learning, and that'll be able to just take stuff that I really don't like doing all that much and taking a lot of it off my plate so that some of this posting will just be happening automatically.
Right.
Um, I'll spend a lot less time with that, and I'll be able to focus more on what I need to be focusing on. So that'll be great. And
Okay.
but yeah, right now it's a little bit of a chore, trying to be in your whatever 50s like I am, and learning a whole new world of AI.
Yeah, man, listen, we learning it together, man. A lot of the stuff I'm learning myself, so we just got
It's
to
just
keep pushing, keep moving,
tools.
and
Too
yeah,
many
it's changing.
tools.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that's changing. So, like I said, we learn together, man. We're gonna get it together. So, if anybody want to find you, where can they reach you on your social media?
Well, they can find me at Elevating Travel. So that's going to be Facebook slash what is it, ECAretreats.com.
Okay.
Just look up Elevating Travel. You'll find me. Instagram is also Elevating Travel, and I think that's more simple. I think it's just the underscore Elevating Travel. Um, just look for me. My last name is about as unique as it gets. It's David, and my last name Gapin, Gapin. So if
All
you look
right.
for Gapin, you'll find me. There's not too many of us out there. And again, my website, that's another great place to go. Just go on a Google search, elevatingtravel.com, www.elevatingtravel.com. I have a lot of great information on there. There's contact, things that you can fill out if you want. I will have this trip for Halloween posted pretty soon. Actually, it might even be on there, but I got a lot of tweaks still to do before it'll be live for you can book. But other than that, that's the best ways to get in touch with me. My phone number, 770-354-1613.
There it is. So if you need to get in contact with Dave, man, this is probably one of the best travel agent that I've ever had. If you're looking to get in contact with him, you can reach him on a social media platform. And like I said, he'll definitely take care of you. Make sure your trip is well taken care of. Make sure your travel safe, and then take care of all the needs that you may have. So this is Dave Gapin, man. Thank you for the opportunity to interview you, man. Get some good questions, get some good information from you. Um, like always, I tell people like, comment, subscribe if you want more content. You can reach me, at Make a Move Podcast with this Make a Move Podcast 2015 on YouTube, Facebook, IG. I'm just now getting on TikTok. So you can hit me, reach out to me anytime. If you like the video, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I read all the comments. And yeah, man, this is great, man. I really appreciate the opportunity, man. We're gonna keep on pushing and keep on moving. It's Dave Gapin. We got to do another one. We definitely gonna come back and I want to see how that October trip went.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes,
And one thing about us, just we strive to elevate your travel or your
hmm
vacation to a higher level. So that's our goal, and what we try to make sure everybody does is get that experience that they really need and want.
absolutely. So, and like I said, in future, me and Dave, we're gonna do some stuff. So, um, we working on depending on who books through us. You know what I'm saying? I'll show up myself to wherever you travel. We can do a live podcast,
Yeah,
and you have a business, we can promote your business on my platform and things of that nature. So, stay in tune, stay in touch. Till the next time, we out of here.
peace.
Peace. Thank you.